This is Sword in the Darkness, and these are my final thoughts on the Game of Thrones series finale. I have put this off as long as I can. I have waited, hoping somehow it was a dream or a nightmare, and I would wake up and it would be all right. I waited, hoping my anger and frustration would lessen, but it has not. I cannot even make myself watch it again to see if I was mistaken about how truly bad it was, because I'm afraid I was right. I have defended Dave and Dan even when it seemed they were undefendable. Example, Dorne. But really, no one can defend that. But I have given them the benefit of the doubt in many cases, such as the difficulty of bringing POV characters to film. In a book, you can see their thoughts and motivations, bringing that to life and trying to make us see what they were thinking by actions alone would be hard. They were assured a completed series by the time they got to the end, and failing that, they soldiered on as best they could. Weird name changes for no obvious reasons can be checked off as creative license. Bundling book characters together makes sense from a financial point of view. Trying to cast every character in a book as individuals would be almost, if not entirely, impossible. At the very least, impractical. But for the series finale, even I cannot find many redeeming qualities. I, like many fans, have watched for 8 years, investing ourselves in characters, character arcs, plot lines, just to have them disappear in one night at the hands of two men who grew tired of the whole project after the Red Wedding and pooped out a script that deserved nothing more than to be moved directly to the toilet. I could go through and make a line item list of the idiotic things that happened in this final episode. In fact, I did try, but the list kept growing, and in the end they were all related in some way to one main point. That point being that all sense of storytelling and purpose of plot were forgotten or discarded, and as a result, it was a series that by all rights could easily have been 10 seasons, 10 episodes each, was prematurely truncated, and the 13 episodes in the last 2 seasons were condensed to the point of being little more than Cliff Note versions of the actual story. This served to leave us with little satisfactory resolution to any of the main storylines. We had Jon Snow's parentage dangled in front of us like a flag, and only to have it mean absolutely nothing, either good or bad, in the end. And what does "the lone wolf dies but the pack survive" mean? Apparently Jack with a side order of shit. Why even bring them into the story if they weren't going to expand them to their full potential? They left other storylines out without qualm, Lady Stoneheart and Fagon, just to name 2. So why bother with Jon's heritage if he's just going to schlep north of the wall to stay? Why tell us repeatedly the pack survives when this pack of Starks scattered themselves to the 4 winds? It seems like Mr. Weiss and Mr. Benioff wanted so desperately to be done with this project, they simply ran down the halls of the story, slamming the doors shut on open storylines, without a thought as to whether it was a satisfactory ending or if the conclusion even made sense in relation to the story. One wonders why, if they were so desperate to be done, why didn't they just pass the torch to someone who was willing to see the project through to the end? Oh well, it really doesn't matter now. The damage is done. For me, they have made a show that I have watched and rewatched virtually unwatchable. I cannot help but think that while I'm watching an earlier episode, what an ignoble end they're going to have. All I can do now is wait for George and hope he doesn't break my heart as well. There is one bright spot for me. I can't complain about how long Mr. Martin's taken to finish The Winds of Winter anymore, because I tell myself that it means it will all be all the better for the time and care given it. One can always hope. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, these are my opinions only. I don't expect other people to have the same opinions, so don't diss on me just because I don't like this episode. Well, yeah, go ahead if you want to. I don't care. Until next time, this is Sword in the Darkness.